episode of Star Wars Alternate History. And today's question is, what if the Bakura Truce wasn't successful? First of all, I'm going to put a note out here that this is a topic from the expanded universe that occurs right after the Battle of Endor, so this is not a canon topic. So, furthermore, for those of you who don't know, the Truce of Bakura occurs because the Sea-Rook are attacking the planet Bakura for not, I meant invasion of the Star Wars galaxy. So let's get into it. The first thing is the rebels, at this point as they are known, would not be backing up the Imperials in this invasion. Imperial forces are very weak and scrawny, and the rebels leave to go back and join their forces at Endor. Now, the Sea-Rook are going to be able to successfully take over Bakura, which gives them to more access to humans for attachment. Attachment basically means they have robots that they put human minds essentially into, or the human thought into, in order to control them. That's the best way I can explain it. Not only humans, they could probably use Rhodians or Ithorians or whatever they needed to use it. My point is that these are robots that they're putting the minds into, which means as long as they have the robot, they basically will have an infinite. They will basically be able to get thousands of people for each planet they take over into their army, which means each planet is a military resource compared to the Imperials and Rebels, which that isn't so. So, big advantage. The problem is that they need the planets in order to do this. So, taking over Bakura gives them access to thousands of humans for an army. We have to remember at this moment, the rebels are weak from the Battle of Endor. They have just lost quite a few ships, and their fleet is rather weak. They aren't at their strongest point that they have been in the past, which doesn't leave them as the best force to take over or to stop this fleet. Now, they are going to be the most stable force to stop this fleet, as Imperials are unstable due to the fall of the Emperor. Now, the thing is, when faced with a threat, we don't know what the Imperial reaction may be. Whether each Imperial warlord that were to rise to power would try to face this threat by themselves, or the Imperials would simply go under the command of someone such as Grand Admiral Thrawn, one of the other Grand Admirals who would have still been alive at this point, in order to stop the threat, which means the Imperials are now still really strong. Because, look, I don't think with one planet, the Sea-Rook with their attachment would be able to take over their entire galaxy. But with 3 or 4 planets, the more planets they take over, the harder they're going to be to stop. So, the thing is, the alternate history of this situation, Star Wars, all depends on how fast Imperials or Rebels were to align and be able to stop the threat. Because honestly, they could probably easily do so. It just depends on their force size and how soon they got together. They got together after they took over 10 systems. I'm not giving it to the Imperials or the Rebels. They do it only after 1 or 2. This is going to be much more in their stance. So, if the Sea Rook were to succeed, Imperials and such don't take over, the Sea Rook are going to essentially become a different version of the Empire. The Sea Rook don't have the Force, though, so essentially there's going to be no revival of the Jedi after Luke Skywalker is killed off whenever rebellions killed off, such as the Imperials would be, and Searook becomes an empire. The planets are seeded by Searook. Humans and many others are enslaved by the Searook and used as slaves, and these worlds are built up in the eyes of the Searook, who now have a massive empire, will likely go to try to take over other areas of the galaxy, such as the Chiss, and this may be able to stop the Yuuz Van Vong whenever they invade 40 years later. Now, let's look at what would have happened if the Imperials were to have gotten together quick enough to actually stop it. The thing is, now the Imperials have a central command. Now they have a way that they can realign against the rebellion. When the rebellion defeated the Emperor, there goes their top of command, many of their best ships taken down. Empire is now starting to fall apart, but all of a sudden they've been put back together due to a threat. The Empire is now still a force to be reckoned with against the weakened rebellion. The rebellion has to go hiding, allowing the Empire to throw up and become a strong force, and the rebellion has to go against them. Though they don't have Emperor, they still have great tactical minds. Maybe even Grand Admiral Thrawn comes out soon enough, and the rebellion may not even exist anymore because they will have a different form of rule. They may be more kindly rulers than the Emperor was. So, all I'm saying is the Empire may rise to power. The third alternative is the truce at Bakura may fail between the Empire and the Rebels, but that doesn't mean the Rebels don't form a truce. There may be a temporary truce between the Empire and the Rebels to go and fight them. Though the Rebels' forces may not be that big, they may still be able to help out and stop them before the Sea Rook are able to take out many more planets. Either way, I would have a feeling that Bakura itself would fall to the Sea Rook. The difference is how the Sea Rook are stopped, or if they are stopped. And if there is a truce between the Rebels and Imperials, I have a feeling it would fall out just like the one at Bakura did afterwards. So not much would change. I have a feeling Rebellion may still rise up and go against them. But again, the Empire would have to still be a little bit more centralized for this to have occurred, which would make it more difficult for the Rebellion to form their government of the New Republic after the fall of the Emperor. But I have a feeling it would still occur. So, overall, it's likely Searook would take over the galaxy, though there are still other alternatives that may happen based on how soon fleets are able to mobilize against the threat. Let me know what you guys think would have happened at this if this truce between the rebels and the Imperials at Bakura would have failed. And this is Indiana. I will see you guys later.